Good morning, my lovely little ghosts, and welcome to the Dark Orchard. I'm Laura, and this is a reaction video. As I said in my intro, this is a reaction video. More specifically, I'm going to be reacting to a bunch of old photos. And more specifically than that, I'm going to be reacting to old school photos. Okay, so let me just start by saying this was not the video I had planned for this week. The video that I had planned for this week was actually an Onward video. I was going to be discussing the film Onward and doing makeup. Well, I broke my pinky finger and it was really difficult to even do my regular makeup, so I can't imagine doing SFX right now. But that video will be coming soon as I figure out how to use my hand properly and not hurt my finger in the process, because right now, just from that little bit of makeup, my hand hurts. So I had to come up with an on-the-fly kind of video. And I just so happened to be folding my grandmother's laundry, and I look over and there's this, a binder. This was beside my grandmother's laundry machine. Inside are a bunch of 8x10 pictures of me from when I was young. And I thought it would be just kind of funny to go through them and discuss them and talk about what stage in my life I was in when these photos were taken, because some of them were kind of weird. So without further delay, let's get started looking at baby Laura pictures. So I'm going to be taking these out of their little fold thingies and showing them to you and then putting them back. The first photo is infant me. All infants look weird, but I looked strange. I had great nails from the start, like from the very start. Let's just look at those fingers for a second. Look at those pretty, sharp little nails. Like, this is newborn Laura, and I already have really cute nails. The deep-set eyes, not much has changed since infanthood. So like I said before, these are mostly school pictures. I think they're all but the infant photo, they're school pictures. So this next one is me graduating from kindergarten. That devious little grin. I swear I was always up to something. And of course, that little blonde bowl cut. You're gonna see a theme, especially with those sideburns and that haircut. You're gonna start seeing a theme. The high school ones are where it gets really good, but these tell a little something too. So then we have first grade. Same tooth gap, proof that I still have my same nose, and my deep set eyes. The deep set eyes have always been there. Look at that darkness underneath my eyes. I had no worries. I had nothing to worry about. But those bags, that deep set bag, always there. Fun fact about this picture, I actually had cut my own hair. See how it's really scraggly right there? Well, I was supposed to be going to a wedding not long after I did the snip snip, but how I did the little snip snip was I had a Barbie, and you were supposed to cut her hair, and you weren't supposed to cut it down to the scalp, but I did. But you're supposed to cut her hair and then clip in extensions. Instead, I cut off all her hair and thought it would magically grow back. It doesn't. But I didn't learn my lesson, and I snipped at my own hair, and it had grown out quite a lot from kindergarten to first grade. And then I just cut it all off. I cut it really zigzag, and they tried to save it, but turned into another bowl cut. And of course, the bangs. Those tight, really close bangs up there on my forehead. Bad decisions were made. And actually, now that I'm looking at it, I don't know if that was before or after this next photo, but this photo, another school photo where I look odd. I think this was also part of the choppy hair phase after I'd cut my hair, but I'm not sure if it had been recut or if this is part of the chop. Once again, the tooth gap was getting bigger than the last photo, much bigger, and that dress. Let's talk a little bit about this Haunted Mansion-esque dress. That heinous dress. I had on a t-shirt under it. Let me just look at this. I have on a black t-shirt underneath this dress because forbid I actually show any bit of skin, and I believe it dipped more in the back, so I had to wear a black t-shirt under it. That's because I went to a Christian academy for the first few years of my life. Also a mistake. That dress was the itchiest, scratchiest, most uncomfortable dress ever, and I remember it well. I remember how stiff the fabric was because it felt like it was made of actual curtains. And just, the worst fabric ever to make a child's dress out of. I apologize for any blurry moment up until now. Okay, so this next one, it is not a school photo, but it was a professionally taken photo. And it was during the transition from me being in Christian school, from me going to the Christian academy to going to public school. So this was the transition period, I believe, during the summer in between. So between 2nd and 3rd grade. I was going to be a little baseball star. Totally, 100% was going to be a baseball star. But then, as the fates would have it, something would happen to make me not want to play anymore. And that is that a boy that I grew up with in school hit a ball, and it hit me in the chest. And I kept saying, it hit me in the heart. It hurt my heart. I don't want to play anymore. Which, to be fair, I didn't actually play anyway. Well, I played, but I didn't play the sport. I stood out in the outfield and played with the dirt. So, it's probably a good thing I didn't pursue my softball career. And now we've come to my first photo taken in public school. It's an orchard. Little baby Laura holding an apple with a little Eeyore overalls. Chances are my mother had the exact same pair of overalls because she used to dress us alike. And the reason she would dress us alike is if I were to get kidnapped in a store or while I was away, she could just point to herself and say that I was wearing what she was wearing. And that would give them an idea of what to look for. It's also the reason why I baby duck with all of my friends. And what I mean by that is I'm always on their heels, always following right behind my friends everywhere we go, to the point where if they abruptly stop, I run directly into them. That's just how I was conditioned to be. Because one time I was in a Sears and I went either up or down an escalator, and my mother couldn't find me, and she freaked out, and I just happened to be talking to a nice person instead of a person that wanted to abduct me, and from that moment on, she was just overly protective, which was totally merited because I was a very friendly child. So wearing Winnie the Pooh overalls was not only very fashionable, but it had a purpose. And my mother and I had so many Disney-themed matching outfits. So many. I loved them. I really wish I still had these overalls. Like, not these specific overalls, but I wish I had overalls like these, but with like a flared leg, because I would wear those. I would totally wear those now. I would not wear a sweatshirt with them. That looks super uncomfortable, and I can almost feel how uncomfortable it actually was to wear this outfit. But it's cute because I'm wearing my little kids' shoes. It looks like they'd been thrown in the washer, but the shoestrings didn't come clean. See, I'd been playing in those, for sure. But my favorite part about this is that it's an orchard background, and I'm holding a little apple. This next photo is the reason why my mother was never allowed to cut my hair ever again. Now that I've warned you, let's look at this photo. Look at that. Look at those bangs. Look at the asymmetrical way those bangs are cut. And look, the first little bit of acne. This was about the point that I realized I had a lazy eye, and also the point where my tooth gap was starting to close up. I was wearing a dress, a full-length black dress, but had my hair cut short, and I'm pretty sure I got many comments about how I looked more masculine than feminine yet I was wearing a dress. And on that subject, let me tell you about the Halloween that followed this photo. And I was sitting in science class. I was sitting sideways in my desk, and we had a group project. And it was me, my friend Star, a couple of other kids, possibly my friend Vanity, and then a new girl. The new girl came in this class, and we were all wearing costumes. I was dressed as a zebra, so I had a long black wig on. I was a zebra, and I was sitting in class, and everybody else was in costumes too, but I was all decked out because I am me. And the new girl, Marlena, sits down beside of me. This moment has stuck with me all these years. Marlena's talking, we're all getting to know each other. We've become good friends in the little bit of time that we've been doing this group project, group study session, whatever it was. And then Star says, "Show her your real hair." And Marlena says, "That's not her real hair?" And I laugh, and I hesitate, but I pull my wig off. And when I pull my wig off, she says, "Oh, so you're a boy." And that's stuck all these years, that one little conversation. I honestly don't remember what I said after. I don't remember if I agreed or disagreed, if I confirmed or denied. I don't remember that, but I do remember her saying those words, and I remember the words leading up to it, and the moment when I removed the wig. All of it is so vivid, but I remember nothing afterwards. But alas, the hair did grow out, and by the next year, I looked like this. Once again, rocking some Keds, rocking some cute little 90s style jeans, and a very adult-looking shirt. Again, let's take a second and appreciate those nails. I'd cut them down too far, but I painted them purple. Looks like a almost iridescent purple. And then that little watch, that is most definitely a Winnie the Pooh watch. That's cute. So that last photo was like the fall photo, and then the spring photo that went in the yearbook was this one. Still had very masculine vibes here. More acne breakout. The tooth gap is still very present, but coming together. Lazy eye still there, always there. But look at this cute little polo I'm wearing. The little Scooby-Doo polo. Absolutely precious. I love Scooby-Doo. And I always have. Obviously. You'll see Scooby-Doo again before this video is over. It was probably the first time I got to pick out my actual outfit to wear for picture day. And it's fancy. It's got buttons. It's a polo, but it's got Scooby-Doo on it. That was the end of elementary school. Now we get into high school. I remember picture day because I showed up in this outfit with my hair crimped, and let me just show you the picture and then we'll talk about it. This photo, this outfit, this whole look shocked everybody. My freshman year of middle school, so my 6th grade year, I showed up first day wearing a black skirt, a red shirt with combat boots and black lipstick. I went the distance for my first day of school. So when it came time for picture day and I showed up like this, people had no idea. But I still had it in my brain that I had to dress nice and dress up for picture day. I dressed up for picture day. And this photo actually looks a lot like a photo of my grandfather. So I really love this photo. She got a black centered cross here and a cross bracelet. Now, could this be so into religion? No. This is because of Buffy. This was crosses because of vampires. And they just so happen to look really cute with the I dressed up for picture day look. Let's take a closer look at those hands. I had removed my nail polish from this hand, but the black polish remained here. I dressed up for picture day, but I was still my gothic dork self at heart. Those sneaky little black nails. I don't know what was going on with how bunched up this jumper is, by the way. It looks strange. If you looked at just my school photos, you'd have no idea the person that I actually was outside of school photos. This next photo is an example. I look very much like your typical horse girl. The lazy eye was hiding during this one, but I remember this V-neck really annoyed me. And it's because this shirt had no true hems. It was just kind of t-shirt material hemmed. But I had this horse shirt because I liked cute boy westerns. I watched Lonesome Dove: The Outlaw Years with Scott Barristow and Eric McCormick. And then I watched Young Riders with young Stephen Baldwin and young Josh Brolin. And I loved the storylines. So I was real into cute cowboys. And that's why I have horse girl shirt. This also was the first time I wore clip-on earrings. And I made sure that you could see my little clip-on Claire's earring. And look, tooth gap is starting to go away. I thought I was real pretty. The next photo is my prize photo. Was hanging in my grandfather's house for the longest time. And it was so sneaky of me. I said we'd see Scooby-Doo again. Well, here it is. The Scooby-Doo shirt actually is glitter. Everywhere there's black, it's glittery. But the best part of this photo is something I kept a secret for a while after the pictures came back. No, it's not real, but that is a nose ring. It was actually a metal nose ring that I wore the entire day, and I actually had a lot of people convinced that it was real. And then this necklace, I had sat up the entire night before this photo. I made this necklace out of that lanyard material that we would make all those little square things out of. If you're a child of the 90s/2000s, you know what I'm talking about. That's what I made this necklace out of, and I tied it on, and I tied it on so tight with knots that I kept it on for a couple of years until it finally wore out and popped off. This is by far peak Laura. The cutest I ever was. And that nose ring looks adorable. So I think that was peak Laura. That's the cutest that I've ever looked and ever will look again. The next photo, I don't have much to say, but you will notice that this was a year later and I still was wearing that necklace. I had this necklace all the way through the rest of middle school. In reality, I kind of look like an old lady and my mother hated this photo. High school time! So, freshman year of high school. Every school district had the exact same photographer this year, and I have photos from this year of me, myself, my cousins, all with this same background. Thought I was super cute. Love my little nautical dress. They did tell us that it would be a nautical theme. If you look really close, that is a colada ring on my hand. It's a chunky colada ring, and I begged my grandfather for it because Buffy had one, and I wanted one too. Wearing a pearl necklace because nautical, and looking real skinty. But bangs, oh, that fringe. That fringe was a bad idea. It was always a bad idea. Never, ever let me do bangs again. Just don't. It never looks good on me. I embrace my big forehead. And I actually have 2 photos from senior year that I'd like to share with you. We all know I'm weird, and we all know that I've always been weird, obviously from these photos. But did you know I was this weird? Let me just break down this photo for you. Ankle bracelet that says I love James, meaning James Marsters from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. These shirts are Books for Tots and Teens shirts, but let's take a break. Let's talk about Books for Tots and Teens. When I was in high school, I would get donations of books, like new books, from Scholastic Books and from individual people, and then I would set up at festivals, and kids would pay $1 to play a game, and their prize would be a book of their choice from the donated books. And then we would use those dollars to go to the Scholastic warehouse and purchase more books, and it was just a non-profit turnaround kind of business. And it was a lot of fun, and I also did a lot of body art. I would do like face painting, which brings me back to this photo. If you look over in this corner, this entire board is filled with face paintings that I did on myself, my little cousin, and oh look, there's some South Park characters that I could put on your face. Like multiple weird things that I could do on your face. And then you get down here and there's a Buffy book, there's a book about Dracula, there's a vampire book with the Lost Boys on the front, another Buffy book, and look, another Buffy book. On the other side, over here, we have family pictures, pictures of my family and people that mean a lot to me. And then we have teen court pictures, pictures from teen court. And then this last panel over here are photos from Nashville, Tennessee, my professional photography photos, my photos that I took when I was a celebrity photographer for the CMAs, my senior year of high school. That was me in a nutshell. And if you paid close attention, I also had a bandana around my head, and I had a handcuff necklace and also a Medusa. See if I can zoom in enough. Yeah. See, I have a skull bandana, makeup, like full-on makeup, and my hair is curled. And then I have a handcuff necklace and a Medusa necklace. Nails are painted, pinky nails long. Really me. So my personality was all out on display for this. I remember the photographer being shocked that I had an entire tub full of things to display behind me because they had told us to bring something that meant something to us. So I made like vision boards of things that meant something to me. And then I dressed up like a pirate because that was like my Books for Tots and Teens theme, was books are treasures waiting to be discovered, and I was the pirate giving all the books to the people. So yeah, that was senior year. But to be more on the normal side, here's one of my senior portraits where I look a little bit more normal. Oh look, there's me and my cute little shirt. This shirt was really cool actually. It was white, but it had silver stripes, and the silver stripes glittered. And then my hair's done, makeup, it's all the same hair and makeup from before. And I've got my camera. And on my camera, that's Ichigo from Bleach. Because senior year of high school, I was obsessed with Bleach. That was also the year I went to my first anime convention, the first year that I ever cosplayed. Lots happened in my senior year. But I went all out for my senior portrait, and that picture specifically, I had my camera and my Ichigo pen, and I made sure that you could see that pen because that was also a big part of my personality. But my camera, in high school, if you saw me, I had that camera around my neck. 100% every day, I was carrying that around, taking pictures. Taking pictures during class. If you saw my other video where I reacted to old photos, you saw me in class taking pictures. That camera was a huge part of me. That camera was my life. And it continued to be for a very long time, and then I had an upgrade, and that camera was my life. And I really miss photography. But that's a subject for another video. So, for the comments down below, which photo was your favorite? Which outfit was your favorite? Which one did you think was the funniest? And do you have any embarrassing school photos? Do you have them? Do you still have them? I never throw away pictures. I'm one of those people. Like, I don't care what you've done to me. If you're in a picture with me, I still have it. So if you don't talk to me about that in the comments, talk to me about something, because you know I just love for you to talk to me down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to like it so that I know you liked this kind of video and that you'd like to see more. I do have other things that I could show you, like my journal, my scrapbook journal from art class. I could totally show you that. It's got a lot of really cool pictures and interesting things in it that you might like. And I've got yearbooks that I could go through and talk about the things that people wrote in them. So if you enjoyed this kind of video, leave a like so that I know you liked this kind of video. I don't usually ask for likes, but I'm trying to gauge what kind of content you ghosts want to see most. And I promise the Onward makeup / discussion video will come soon. And we're coming up on Vlogoween, which is super exciting. For Vlogoween, I do still plan on doing my Disney-inspired Vlogoween, so look forward to 13 solid days of Disney-inspired fun, and I'm super excited for that. But until Vlogoween starts, look for my uploads every Wednesday. So that was me reacting to my old school photos. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you come around again soon. Say bye. Bye.